I mean, I'm officially tired.
That's tracks, and that's allowed.
Not tired.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to, like, the tired Olympics. Everyone's allowed to be tired.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
I was dead asleep about 20 minutes ago before you walked in. I fell asleep
We're
on
not
the
competing
couch.
about tiredness.
No.
We don't do that.
Hi, Julian Bavali.
Hi, Patrick Hind.
Fam, we have a book club, and not only do we have a book club, we have like over 500 people in it.
Yes.
We were at Drag Bingo last night. Not last night after the day, just the last night from the recording.
Yes.
And we were talking about the book club, and there was like hundreds of people at the Drag Bingo talking about the book club. It is an amazing thing.
Yeah, you want book club merch. I don't know how we're going to do that,
right.
but we might do something about it because that was happening in the chat.
Yeah, totally. Sasha's moderating the whole thing. The books are amazing. If you want to sign up for the book club, all you're going to do is go into the Facebook group, look at the pinned posts. There's a Google form to fill out. It takes literally 10 seconds, and then you are in.
That information is also in the Discord.
And in the Discord, of course. Now, we also have a YouTube channel. We have full video episodes up on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is just True Crime Obsessed. Just go into the YouTube and find True Crime Obsessed. It's all there. The last 10 episodes are where we started with video. Before that, the entire catalog is on YouTube as audio. But going forward, every episode, you're getting a full video episode. And they're really good.
Yeah, our editors are amazing. And so it's a whole new avenue that we're going down. So
I was just going through it today, and I was enjoying watching us do our thing.
Aww.
It looks really good. We're fun. It's engaging. I know. So anyway, that's all the news.
Okay, great.
Girl, what are we talking about today?
Okay, this is The State of Alabama versus Britney Smith. It is on Netflix.
She's been raped and beaten by him and almost killed, and now she's been raped and beaten by the system.
Stand your ground is a self-defense law in Alabama.
She had every right. She was in her own home.
Are women able to use the system to defend themselves in the way that men are?
I did what I thought I had to do, as if I wouldn't have my brother and I would both be dead.
I thought, if I don't take the blame, she's never going to get her kids back.
Say hi, Chris.
She never should have been took to jail. I taught her to fight back with everything you've got, and she did.
I love you. I want to get my children back. I want them to know that Mommy's not a murderer, that Mommy defended herself, and that you should always defend yourself.
It shouldn't just be a law for men. Period.
So we're in Stevenson, Alabama. We meet Britney Smith. She says there's absolutely nothing to do around where she lives. So what does she do? She goes into the forest looking for fossils and crystals with healing powers.
I love this so much.
too.
Because I found some really cool fossils, except for that one that turned out to be dog poo. And I'm like, sometimes dog poo can really harden, okay?
Are we
I'm with you,
finding
Britney.
real fossils in the woods?
Sure, you can find crystals in the woods.
What's
Yeah.
exactly a fossil? What qualifies it as a fossil? Does it have to be 200 million years old?
I don't think it had. I think you could find this is a fossil from 40 years ago, maybe. It's a fossil
Really?
is a fossil is a fossil,
Oh,
I think.
I didn't know
The
that.
coolest ones are the oldest ones you can
How
get.
about the people in Montana who find dinosaur bones? That's
know.
a real thing.
Yeah.
Do you know did we talk about this? The dinosaurs lived for 200 million years?
Yeah.
That is a very long time.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And they're gone now.
They're fascinating. I love dinosaurs. Always have, always will. The dinosaur gal.
Anyway, back to Britney.
Yeah.
We learn that she's been arrested for murder for killing a man who was in her home. And she says, I did what I had to do to protect my brother and myself. Quote, I'm ready for my stand your ground hearing. If they let me tell my story, I believe I will win.
Yeah. I want to slow down on what she said. She said, I did what I thought I had to do. No. What I did have to do.
Yeah.
Not what she thought, what she actually had to do in the
wait till
moment.
she gets on the stand. This woman is whip smart.
Yeah,
she knows,
she is.
Yeah.
And so we meet Ashley. She's a journalist for Alabama Media Group, and she's covered a lot of stand your ground cases, and they were all men, meaning all men were standing their ground.
And she says, in those cases, stand your ground in case you don't know what it is. It means somebody comes into your home, they make you feel like your life is in imminent danger, and you are allowed to kill them.
And it doesn't even need to be in your home. George Zimmerman hid behind it when he murdered Trayvon Martin, even though like Trayvon wasn't carrying a weapon and the cops were like, please don't shoot that kid. And he did anyway.
Exactly.
But stand your ground is kind of like if someone, I looked it up. There are a lot of instances where you could use this.
Wow.
Like a lot more than just, because I thought it was like someone kicks your door in and tries to get you.
Like a home invasion.
No. It's like if someone is committing or about to commit kidnapping, assault, burglary, robbery, forcible rape. All rape is forcible.
Yeah.
But like committing or about to commit. So it really becomes your word against their situation.
Yeah, well, exactly. And this reporter is saying that in these situations where it's men who have done this, who have killed the person, she says
Police may go to a scene, find that someone's been killed, and then they'll just say it was justified. And they often dismiss cases. In Britney's case, she was charged with killing a man who she accused of raping her. And if she is convicted, she could face up to life in prison.
Britney was charged with killing a man who raped Britney.
Yeah.
And so looking at the law on the books in the state of Alabama, it says you can use deadly force against another person. Paragraph 3, Section E says forcible rape. So like, again, it's all forcible. But according to the state of Alabama, Britney is well within her rights to do what she did.
Now, listen, I am on Britney's side here. We are going to learn that this is the nuance of this is going to be so enraging when it comes out of my mouth. So everyone just bear with me for what you're about to hear. She did kill the man who raped her, but it was not during the act of the rape. Something else was happening later, which was when she killed him. I mean, something where her brother's life was in imminent danger.
But also, according to the black and white laws in writing, she's still totally within her rights to kill him.
Yeah.
It's assault.
But that's where the judge, I think, is going to find nuance in this. It's enraging. Like, you should be able to kill that guy 20 years later.
All the
you know what I
places
mean?
to find nuance.
For the woman judge to find nuance. You know what I mean?
And once you learn about this guy, this rapist, please, he's the fucking worst.
It's wild how this podcast has changed my opinion on, like, the death penalty, where it's like, I want that person to fry in the electric chair. And I know you've made me understand, and I understand that we can never have the death penalty because if one innocent person is killed, then we can't have it.
It's got to be 100% right 100% of the time.
Which is impossible for it to be. And I'm not like pro death penalty now, but I'm never mad that like the bad guy that we know is the bad guy is going to fry.
You're happy to have people not on this planet anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think is valid.
And I'm glad it hurt on the way out.
I don't think anyone misses this guy. She had every right to fucking kill him.
His family, like the apologists for him.
No, please. So if Britney is found guilty of murder, she can face life in prison. And if if the stand your ground hearing is successful, she'll walk away a free woman.
Right.
Travel down the road and back again.
Girl, Miracle Made is back. Look, it's getting to be that warm weather. It's time for the sheets that can really handle that.
Yeah, because I'm a big temperature snob, to be honest with you. When I'm sleeping, I can't be too hot at all. And during the summer, I used to dread sleeping until Miracle Made.
Well, because not only do they keep you cool, they're self-cleaning, which can be important in the hot weather. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than the other sheets.
Yeah, I actually want to go back to the temperature regulating properties for better quality sleep.
I can't believe I tried to get away from that.
I know. I got to get into it because they use silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA. So you know it's legit.
Yeah.
Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. This, I cannot tell you. I hate the summer, and I don't want to be cranky and not sleeping during the summer. So that's why I love Miracle.
They are also designed for your skin. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle.
Yeah, they're super comfortable. It feels like you're sleeping in a hotel, which is my second favorite
We
thing.
do love them. We love them so much. I know. So, fam, upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/TCO to try Miracle Made sheets today.
And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%.
And if you use our promo code TCO at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. They're giving away the house.
I mean, the hits just keep on coming. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund.
Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/TCO and use code TCO to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off.
Again, that's trymiracle.com/TCO to treat yourself.
Thanks, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
And my summer sleep. So journalist Ashley asks a really good question.
The most compelling thing to me was, are women able to use the system to defend themselves in the way that men are?
Are women allowed to use the system to defend themselves in the same way that men are? I'm going to guess no.
Ashley, what a silly question, girl.
Especially when it comes to rape.
100%.
It's like definitely not. Oh, rape for sure not.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool.
Yeah. And so now we meet Ramona, who's Britney's mother, who looks about 1 day older than Britney.
I know.
I mean, it is unbelievable.
She got divorced when her kids were 4 and 8 years old. So her kids are Britney and Chris.
Yeah.
They're major players in this. And Ramona was a single mom. She said it was really hard. She didn't have a lot of financial assistance. She was working 12 to 16 hours a day, sometimes more. And the way she says that is like, if I can get an extra shift, I was taking that shift.
Yeah, this was my story. Like, she lived in the housing projects. Her mom worked all the time. Like, I know this growing up. This was my growing up.
And Britney was super smart. She was a straight A student without even really having to try. She was on the honor roll.
You see it sprinkled throughout this documentary.
Yeah.
She is a very, very smart person.
Yeah, she's absolutely playing chess.
Like, I mean, I tell Daisy every single day that I was an average student at best.
Yeah.
That, like, I did all the work and I did all my homework and I worked really hard and I still got solid B's.
Yeah.
Like, the people that I knew in high school who were just effortlessly smart, it's enraging.
Yeah. Now, in addition to this...
I also wanted to marry one of those people.
In addition to this, like, not taking anything away from Britney, like a total separate part of the conversation, is that, like, I also don't think doing well in school is what makes someone really smart.
Totally.
Because I think people learn and do things in totally different ways. So there's a part of me that's like, I don't...
Yeah.
Fuck those B's. I mean, B's are great, but at the same time, I'm like, but we've evolved so much now as a society, I think, to realize, like, how people learn and digest things.
But also how people work. Like, the thing, people say to me all the time, if you could go back and tell your younger self what's one thing that you wish you knew then that you know now, I would tell myself, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You are a hard worker. You like to work. You are generally a pretty happy person.
Yeah.
Don't sweat
Don't worry about
You're
it.
going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then back then me would have been like, I'm not sweating it. I'm fine.
I'm completely fine.
I'm totally okay.
How about you don't worry about it?
Totally.
Mind your business, future me.
Because back then me is going to the Lilith Fair. He should be worried about the future me who doesn't have Lilith Fair anymore.
No, he doesn't care.
You know what I mean?
It's like, girl,
yeah, we're all
just
going to be
wait.
fine.
Just
I know.
wait.
But it really is true that, like, school does not measure work ethic. And work ethic is, like, I think the defining way people end up, like, being successful.
Yeah. And that has nothing to do with Britney. Sorry,
No.
Britney. We got off the story for a minute.
Yeah.
But Britney got married at 19 years old, and she and her husband were constantly breaking up and getting back together.
Yes.
People couldn't keep up. Her mom, Ramona, says that she used to say, just let me know how many plates to set. I don't even know if you're together or not. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But today, like, at the time of this documentary, Britney is a single mom, and she has 4 kids.
Yeah, and we get this really sad story. She actually lost one of her kids.
Baby Will had Potter's syndrome. It's a genetic disorder. He just lived 45 minutes. When she lost a full-born child, Britney went out in left field and found peace somewhere else with addiction.
We don't get that much into it, but I mean, obviously a loss like that is so devastating and, you know, that stays with you.
Yeah. And so, like, this destroyed Britney, obviously. And her mom says that she turned to substances to escape.
Yeah.
Which, you know, no one can really blame her, honestly.
Real quick, we're with the mom at the McDonald's drive-thru where she wants to buy McGriddles for everybody in the car.
You know what I always think of when this happens?
What?
The one person who really wanted to say yes. And then everyone else said no. And you're like, yeah, I'll take an egg McMuffin. What? No. No.
I'm full. I am full.
I'm super fine. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you for asking. And now, meanwhile, your stomach is growling and your day is ruined until you get yourself an egg McMuffin. But now it's 10:05 and they're closed for breakfast.
You're not going to like what I have to say here. I'm not really a McGriddle supporter. The McGriddle is...
Oh, did you hear how I said egg McMuffin?
Yeah, well, see, that's exactly right.
Okay, good.
The egg McMuffin comes on a English muffin. The McGriddle comes between, like, 2 pancakes or whatever.
It's dry. I'm going to say
it's
it.
like a
It's
sweet
dry.
and savory thing. I'm not that into it.
Yeah.
But I will tell you what I will fuck up is a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich from Dunkin'. I could have one every day. I could have, like, 3 a day.
Oh, man.
Yeah, sometimes these fast food chains really have the breakfast sandwich thing down.
The New York City bodegas have them down more than
100%.
Yeah, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
You're right. I
Thank you
forgot
so
who
much.
I was talking to a real New Yorker.
It's fine. I'm just saying, if you really want a good breakfast sandwich, go to your local bodega or your friend's local bodega when
And
you come visit our fair city.
Because she pronounces it sandwich, which is my favorite part.
As opposed to...
like sandwich.
Sandwich. Sandwich. No. No, girl.
You know, I grew up on Cape Cod and there's a town called Sandwich.
Spelled like sandwich or spelled like fucking
Spelled like sandwich. I know.
Saskatchewan or
Every
something.
now and then it'll pop up on BuzzFeed because there'll be like a cop car that says Sandwich Police.
Right. All right. Just right for memes. It's like mean-tastic.
Totally.
The sandwich, please. Give me a break.
But it really says that on the cop cars.
But I do think about there's someone on the crew who's like, I really could have gone for breakfast.
Joel was starving. Joel got in the car and was like, we're going to McDonald's.
But I've been there too, where it's like, do you guys want anything? And everyone else you're with is like, no, I'm good. And then you're like, well, now I can't be the dick being like, I actually would love one.
Totally.
And then I'm thinking about it the rest of the day, and then I'm mad at everyone else. Like, do you know what I gave up for you?
Totally. Because by the time the shoot's over, they're not serving the McGriddles anymore. It's lunch now.
Can I get like a fry, like a small fry at least?
I know.
Comes in a little paper bag.
Oh God, with all the salt. I know. It's so
come
good,
on, man. So we learned that because Britney is, of course, devastated about baby Will, and she's turned to substances, she starts using meth.
When she lost child custody, she hit rock bottom. We did support and help her as much as we could. And she struggled. She relapsed a couple of times.
That was her rock bottom. And she loses her kids because of this.
Yeah. And like her mom is really supportive. And her mom is there for her. Her mom says she was doing well. She's getting sober. She's really working to get her kids back.
She's like, but I'm watching this and I'm like, hell yeah, Britney. Like, she worked super hard. It's not easy. Britney, she had a job. She had a house. She was doing really, really well.
Yeah.
So it's January 10th, 2018. And there was a home evaluation just to make sure that everything was safe for the kids to come home.
Yeah. And the lady, she says, who did the home evaluation was like, you passed with flying colors, says she's proud of Britney.
Yeah, Britney, honestly, like, she hit her rock bottom and she said absolutely not. And she really did everything to get on the right track. She worked super, super hard. So this is a really big day.
Totally.
It's really exciting. Everyone's super happy. Britney's kids are back at home. To celebrate, she wants to get them a puppy.
Yeah, so now we learn about this piece of shit, Todd Smith, who's a pit bull breeder.
And no relation, by the way. Their last names are both Smith, but no relation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Please. I know what you're going to say, but you said.
Pit bulls are not a breed, okay?
Okay.
It's an umbrella term for certain kinds of mixed breed terriers.
Is that right?
Yeah. They're kind and amazing, and we have to stop making them monsters.
I've never had a bad experience with a pit bull.
My parents currently have 2 dogs. They're both mixes of a lot of breeds, and like they're what people could potentially call like pit bulls or
they're
part
also
pit bull.
Cute as hell.
They're
pit
so
bulls.
sweet,
Yeah.
but they're amazing dogs. Like, just I don't like how the word pit bull has been like demonized. They're just like it's not like a real breed. Also, I'm not really happy that we're talking about an unethical breeder, but I also don't expect everyone to know every fact about every single thing in the world. So Britney didn't know she wanted to do something nice for her kids. I'm not mad at Britney for that, but like.
Yes, I know.
It was a rough few minutes. This is a rough documentary all told. And guess what? It's only 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
But every minute is like, God, the hits just keep on coming.
This was made by Ryan White, the same guy who made Into the Fire.
And The Keepers.
I believe. He's really, I mean, like, he's really good.
Shit.
Yeah.
So Britney buys this puppy from Todd, and the shooting and Todd's killing happened a few days later.
Right. Britney knew this guy from high school, right? And so, she arranges to buy the pit bull from him. So it's January 15th, 2018. She gets a call from Todd. I guess like maybe they were friends in high school. She bought a dog from him.
They just kind of knew each other.
And now he's just calling her.
Well, also, I just want to say it's 5 days after the home evaluation.
Yes.
Britney's on top of the world.
Right.
Everything was going well. She got the dog. She's getting the kid. Like, it couldn't have gone better.
Right.
And like Todd enters her life and the whole thing blows up.
Right.
So Todd texts Britney and he wants her to pick him up from the park and let him crash for the night because the friend who was supposed to do that won't come get him, which is a bad sign.
Yeah, or is he just lying to get into Britney's house?
Or that too. But I'm like, excuse me, you recently had a business transaction. That transaction has ended.
Right.
She doesn't owe you shit. She does not like owing you a favor to pick you up from the park. What is wrong with you?
And she's just a nice person who would do something like that.
She's nice. He's manipulative.
Yes.
So she goes to pick him up because she's a nice person.
And not only does she pick him up, she says,
All right, we'll come and get you. You can stay on my couch for one night, but tomorrow you have got to leave. You know, you can't just pile up at my house. It's not a crash house. I'm about to get my kids home.
this isn't a crash house. I'm about to get my kids back.
Britney, again, she's on top of the world. She's doing everything right. Everyone's proud of her. She's on the right track. She's moments away from getting her life exactly where she wants it to be. And she's saying, not on my watch are you going to fuck this up for me, Todd. No way.
No. And so they're hanging out at her house, and she says they're talking, and she's just filling him in on how great everything is going for her. I think that's the trigger for him.
I 100% agree.
She's like, I'm getting my kids back. I'm working. Everything's going great. And then she says something snapped in him. She said he started screaming at me. He headbutted me. I ran to my bedroom, locked the door. He broke down the door, tackled me on the bed, started choking me. Then she says everything went black and she thought, please God, don't let me die. She's about to get her kids back.
After working so hard. So Britney blacks out.
Yeah.
Because he's choking her. She wakes up to Todd raping her. Her pants are off. Todd is still choking her.
Yeah.
And then he threatens her. And he says, if you say one fucking word, I will kill you. If you breathe wrong, I will kill you.
Like, this was his plan the whole time. That whole, like, calling her from the campsite or whatever was a ruse just to get into her house.
100%.
Travel down the road and back again.
Girl, the Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic is back and just in time for the summer happy hours on my roof.
Yeah, because here's what we're not doing, like calling out of work because we were drinking or calling out of appointments or missing classes or whatever. We're not doing that anymore.
Sleeping through your kid's soccer game.
Like,
you know what I mean?
We're all busy. We have stuff to do. We want to have a couple cocktails and then wake up fresh as a daisy the next day.
Exactly. So Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic.
Yeah, it was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut.
It's the buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough days after drinking.
Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down.
Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly and you'll feel your best tomorrow. We have it in our bar. We literally like crack one open. It's like a little shot. It tastes great.
It's really good and it's easy to do. And so you just like, Mike and I will have them before we go out for like a date night. Mike will like leave it on the counter.
Yeah.
But you still, have your water, eat food, still be responsible, but this definitely helps the next day.
We hand them out at our happy hours. Everyone's grateful at brunch the next morning because they all show up for brunch.
Yeah, it's your first drink of the night and just keep drinking water. Just be smart.
Exactly. So fam, spring is here, which means more opportunities to celebrate warmer weather.
Before drinks on the patio, the tropical vacation, or your best friend's wedding, don't forget your Z-Biotics pre-alcohol.
Drink one before drinking and wake up feeling great the next day.
Go to zbiotics.com/TCO to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use TCO at checkout.
Z-Biotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember to head to zbiotics.com/TCO and use code TCO at checkout for 15% off.
Thank you, Z-Biotics, for sponsoring this episode and for our good times.
That's right. So it's 12:40 a.m. Britney calls her mother asking for cigarettes.
Now, this is it's a little bit of a left turn. You have to understand, Todd is still there.
Yes. And now this is code to get her mother over to her house. Now, her mother doesn't know that.
Right.
But it's a way for Britney to get someone over to the house, and it is so smart.
Yeah.
Do you and Steve have a code?
No.
Mike and I have a code.
You do?
Yeah.
For like a home invasion?
No, for like if, I'm not going to mention it, what it is on the show, obviously, but like in case like one of us needs to secretly signal that something's wrong. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Have you ever had to use it?
No.
Wow.
No.
What was the moment that you guys were like, we need a code?
I think I honestly came home from a recording and I was like, we have to have a plan.
Yeah.
There have been things that have gone on, I guess, in my life, not just learning about things or being exposed to things on this show and whatever mental health toll that's taken over the years, but also just things that have happened in my life where I think I hit a moment where I was like, should have one of those. We should be able to communicate if I ever need that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it might sound insane and paranoid to someone out of context.
No, not at all. I mean, look, we think about true crime most days of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm really, I apply it to Daisy and like how, you know what I mean? Like what do I need to do to keep her safe based on the things that I've learned? No, but I'm going to go home and we're going to have a code tonight.
Yeah. It's
definitely not going to be Ryan Phillippe.
No.
Steve,
that's like
Ryan Phillippe, Steve?
No, we're not talking about super fun time. We're talking about like help.
Right.
Like drop a pin, come get me.
Oh, God.
So anyway.
The world is a terrifying place.
Horrifying place. So Britney's mother, Ramona, doesn't know this is a code.
I was so tired. I had worked that day. It was freezing cold and snowing. My hair was wet, and I was like, Chris, can you just go take your sister to the store to get some cigarettes?
It's late, it's freezing, it's snowing. Ramona had worked all day. She's exhausted. Her hair's still wet from her nighttime shower. She's ready to call it a night. She's done.
I didn't know it got this cold in Alabama. Like, that is disappointing to me.
In January, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is there anywhere in the world that is warm? One place.
The equator.
Okay, then I'm going there.
Okay.
We're going to have to record remotely
on it.
from the equator. I'm going to be standing on it.
Yeah.
I am so cold all the... When she was explaining, like, the wet hair and the cold and it's snowing out, I was like, I needed a blanket.
I know.
Poor thing.
We had a very long winter.
We really
If we were
did.
talking about this in August, it probably wouldn't feel so personal.
I made the decision today when I was walking Golden at 4:04 a.m. that I will not one time complain about the heat this summer. You will not hear it come out of my mouth.
Okay, great.
I won't do it.
I'll do it.
I know.
I'll do it for both of us.
And the cockroaches in your mouth. I know.
I'll do it for both of us.
Totally.
I don't know why you throw that at me like it's
No,
not
it's
gonna
my thing.
like
Because-
it's not gonna stick with me for the rest of the evening. You know what that does?
I
That
know.
it opens up the memory of it.
Oh, wait, that never actually happened to you.
No.
Oh my God.
But it feels like a memory. I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. That's Hamilton, everyone. That's how it feels. It feels like, of course, it's happened to me.
Yeah.
What do you mean it hasn't?
The very
happened to me?
first time you ever said it, I mean, if any New Yorker has,
We
can
were in the
visual-
subway in the summer.
Yeah.
I remember where we were.
You can 100% imagine it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh my
they
God.
fly. Doesn't matter.
Right.
So Ramona is like, I'm done for the night. Shitty weather. My hair is wet. So Ramona asks Chris, Brittany's brother, to take Brittany to the store.
I do love that she's like, it's not that you're not going to get the cigarettes, they're just not going to be for me.
It's not for me.
We're sending Chris.
Chris is tired, also a little irritated, and who wouldn't be?
It's also 1 in the morning.
You don't know what's going on. You're just
Exactly.
like, for cigarettes, girl? Like,
Yeah.
whatever. But this is how great their family is. Chris is like,
100%.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So he gets up, heads out into the bad weather. He's going over there expecting to take his sister to the store, and he's not expecting anyone else at the house. She
Right.
didn't say anything. Like, that's just what he thinks. But Todd is there because this piece of shit sticks around.
Yeah, and I also love that Chris also isn't bothered by it. Like, they come out, he gets in the back seat, Brittany gets in the front seat. They drive down the store to, like, the open,
Yeah.
convenience store.
And like looking back, Chris is like, yeah, Brittany was quiet, but like everyone's quiet. It's late. The weather sucks.
Totally.
It's dark. I'm not expecting everyone to be chipper.
Everyone's freezing.
We're all running an errand that's a pain in the
At
butt.
1 in the morning.
No one wants to really do it. But anyway.
God, it sounds awful.
Because again, no one knows what Brittany is planning.
Yeah.
So Brittany goes into the store. Chris and Todd stay in the car. They're kind of chatting. Paige is the clerk at the convenience store, and she's here.
She's here. I want to just give it up to Chris one more time.
Yeah.
What an awesome brother. To
I know.
be like, at 1 in the morning, you need your cigs. I'm going to come down and get you, take it. What a good
Yeah.
guy. Like, what a good brother.
I think that's also when you all agree to share a car. It's like we're all going to be inconvenienced.
Totally.
So
yeah.
we all have to
We
own
gotta-
that, and that's what we're going to do. Some of us are going to need a car at 1 o'clock in the morning
And
for
we
cigarettes.
just got to bring them. Yeah.
And that's it.
And
That's the
how it
deal.
goes.
Handshake deal.
Yeah.
So Paige is here. She's the clerk at the store, and she tells us Brittany was a mess when she came in. She looked like she'd been in a fight. And in those real, I just kept thinking about the bright fluorescent lights of a convenience store.
yeah.
Paige can see everything Chris can't.
Yes,
It's
right.
dark in the car.
Yeah.
She has a hood on probably. It's snowing.
Yep. I'm also shocked that we're going to find out that Todd let her go into the store by
I can't
herself.
believe, stay fucking stupid, you assholes.
Stay stupid.
So Paige is like, girl, what happened? And Brittany's like, don't say anything.
Like, she was like, shh, don't draw any attention. And then that's when she started telling me what happened to her. That she was being held hostage, that she had been raped, beaten by Todd Smith. And I was like, just stay here, like, get in this room. And she said, I can't, my brother's in the car. If I don't go back out there, he's gonna hurt my brother.
My brother is out in the car with Todd. If I don't go back there, he's going to hurt my brother.
Right.
So I can't stay here. I'm just telling you, like, this is what's going on. I need help. But I got to go back.
Why didn't Paige call the cops?
I don't know.
Because we're going to learn that, like, we will learn later that there's a little bit more to this interaction that Brittany's going to say to Paige, if anything happens to me, Todd did it. Here's my mother's phone number. Call her. It's weird that Paige doesn't call the police.
Well, it's not based on what we know, how the county treats women and
right.
how, like, we hear from Paige herself when my mom was being beat up by her boyfriends and
Right.
my dad, like, my mom would get arrested.
Yes.
So the women here are not calling the cops.
I mean, remember
There's no
Gabby
way.
Petito, obviously the perpetrator in that
Yeah.
altercation?
Like, so there's about a million reasons why these women aren't calling the cops.
Yeah.
So Brittany leaves the store, gets in the car. Chris drives them home. Todd, once again, leaves Brittany alone with someone. Todd
Right.
gets out of the car first and goes back into the house. And Brittany sort of hangs behind for a minute. And before she gets out of the car, she says to her brother, Chris, go back. I can't say anything else. Go to the store and talk to Paige. Go back to where we just were and talk to Paige right now.
Yes.
Chris does it.
Yes.
Now, Paige says he walks in. Chris is like, hey, my sister said to talk to you. He's got no idea. I'm telling you, she's wearing a hood.
Yes.
She's not, and it's dark out, again, in that fluorescent lighting.
Right. It's 1 in the morning.
Paige saw something totally different than what Chris did.
Yes.
Chris learns about what happened and heads right back to Britney's house to take care of business.
He says this thing that made me like cringe, and I hated it, except for in this instance, it's good. He says, I always have my pistol right here by my side.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I like it in this instance.
I mean, he will tell you, well, this is why I have it always by
of course,
my side.
that's what they will all tell you.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they will all tell you.
They will all say that. So Chris goes into the house. Todd, the piece of shit, is fixing himself a drink, making himself right at home.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead.
We all know, me too. We all now know that like he's not welcome there. He's holding his sister hostage.
Right. Todd is holding Chris's sister hostage.
Correct.
So Chris tells Todd he needs to leave. Get your stuff, get the hell out of my sister's house. Todd refuses.
He's just standing there, not moving. I just wanted Todd gone. I put my gun on the counter and tried to physically remove him from the house, and then that's when the fight started.
I don't want to have to use this on you, Todd. Get the fuck out of this house.
He says he put his gun down so he could try to physically remove Todd from the house. We're going to find out later that Todd has over 800 milligrams of meth in his system. It will be described as like one of those like
a nearly impossible.
That like 5 cops couldn't have taken this guy down.
Yeah.
So when Chris goes in to try to physically remove Todd, then Todd turns on Chris and it becomes very scary.
And so now these two men are fighting in the kitchen, and it's instantly terrifying and horrible. Britney comes out and tries to stop the fight, and she tells us that she says, Todd, I don't want to have to shoot anyone. Let my brother go.
Because Todd is choking her brother. Like around
like he was choking Britney.
Exactly. And like Chris very easily could be killed in this moment.
And Chris is a big guy.
Yeah.
So Chris can hold his own.
Yes.
And Todd is on that much meth that he's like superhuman.
Yes.
Now, Todd doesn't listen to Britney. Britney fires the gun twice and nothing happens.
Right.
The fight doesn't stop. She doesn't hit them. The warning shot doesn't matter, whatever. The third time she shoots the gun, Todd and Chris both fall to the ground.
Yeah.
Britney calls 911.
We hear the call.
She reports the shooting.
Hi, I'm in an ambulance. Someone just got shot.
Where is the person that shot him?
He's right here with me. He's my brother. He's not going to jail. He was trying to protect me.
She tells the dispatcher that Chris was the shooter. And she goes, he wasn't going to jail. He was trying to protect me, meaning like he was standing his ground. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now, Britney is crying, and she's doing what the dispatcher says, like pumping Todd's chest, whatever. I would have been like, girl, let him die.
Let him die.
Don't worry about me. I won't say a word.
2.
Yeah, what?
3.
I don't know.
4. But then the cops show up, and we see the body cam from the cops, like body cam, and it is chaos because all they know is that somebody's been shot. They don't know who did the shooting. The shooter is still in the house. The cop is totally panicking. Like, it's got to be pretty scary to be a cop in that moment.
Yeah, but Britney, like, they say, who's the shooter? And Britney lies again, and she says, it's my brother.
Yes.
And I understand completely why she lied. I'm just letting you know that she lied because it'll come back.
And they decided this together. Britney and her brother decided to say that he was the shooter.
Right. Now, Britney is pleading with the cops because she's like, don't hurt my brother. Don't shoot my brother. He was protecting me. And you hear her say it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, her voice. It's so heartbreaking. Todd raped me.
Yes.
Todd choked me. My brother was saving me. Don't hurt him. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yes. And Chris says to us now, like, the reason I was going to take the blame for this is because in Jackson County, where they live, women do not get treated fairly. And he says, if I didn't take the blame, she's never going to get her kids back.
I mean, they went to the house and approved her house 5 days ago.
Yes.
Everything was about to change. And so Chris says, like, I didn't want to do anything to stand in the way of that. Let me just say that I shot him.
Right.
That's it. And honestly, he was protecting her. So it's like, where's the lie?
Right.
Travel down the road and back again.
Girl, Branch Basics is back. This is all about changing your cleaning routine at home.
Yeah, so Branch Basics has the premium starter kit. It's going to replace dozens of toxic cleaners with just one powerful plant and mineral-based concentrate. That's the thing. It's all about the concentrate.
And get this, there's no synthetic fragrances. Those are the worst. There's no harsh chemicals. Just real effective cleaning that's safe for babies, pets, and the planet.
And you use it everywhere, like kitchen counters, bathrooms, laundry, makeup brushes. You should be cleaning your makeup brushes on a regular basis. You can even wash your produce. It's just one simple fragrance-free formula that actually works.
Steve is like a monster with it. He takes it from room to room on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, it's just the concentrate, and everything has a different bottle, and then you have a different amount of water for each place you want to clean or each thing you want to clean. It's so simple.
And get this, toss out all that other expensive stuff you've been using forever. On average, each bottle costs just $2.13. That's less than most conventional cleaners, but with safe, high-quality ingredients.
Yeah, that means you're getting a premium, truly human-safe cleaning system system at a fraction of the cost.
I mean, my God, that stuff is so expensive.
And it's so easy.
It's
it's
so
the concentrate,
easy.
and you're not like, oh, I need one thing for this, one thing for that. No, it's the same thing.
Go room to room like my husband at 7 a.m. on a Saturday.
Oh, God.
Make this
Sleep in for once in your life.
Make this year the year you say goodbye to toxic products.
Right now, our listeners get 15% off the premium starter kit by using code TCO at branchbasics.com.
That's 15% off your new Branch Basics premium starter kit at branchbasics.com with promo code TCO.
Make 2025 your cleanest, healthiest year yet with Branch Basics.
Know it. All right, girl, Pretty Litter is back. Give us the macaroni update.
He's fine and he's healthy, and I know that because of Pretty Litter.
Well, that's the whole thing. The whole thing about Pretty Litter, in addition to all the other things they do, they've got the health indicator. So if macaroni or any other kitty uses the litter box and there's a problem, the litter's going to turn a different color and you'll know to take the kitty to the vet.
And here's the thing. Visiting Ashley, my best friend who is the mother of macaroni, her apartment doesn't stink. Normally, it would stink. So Pretty Litter's non-clumping formula traps odor and moisture. It's ultra-absorbent. It's super lightweight, low dust.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, cat owners, like your house is going to smell of kitty litter, not with Pretty Litter.
You were the one who taught me about the concept of nose blindness.
Yes, you just
don't
like
smell it.
Right, not any, like
No.
the person who lives there, but I promise you your guests do. But Ashley, if I didn't know and love macaroni, I would not know she had a cat.
Oh my God, that is the absolute best. Plus, they deliver it right to your door. The thing that I hated the most about having cats was carrying those like enormously heavy bags from the grocery store. None of that anymore. They deliver it right to your house for you.
Yeah, and it's like a 6-pound bag.
Yes.
It's like not even a huge tub that you have to hide.
So fam, Pretty Litter helps keep our house safe and smelling fresh and clean. Try it and you'll love it.
Go to prettylitter.com/TCO to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy.
Oh, that's prettylitter.com/TCO to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy.
So cute.
I want it.
Prettylitter.com/TCO. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
I found 4 of Golden's balls under the couch today. 4.
Fiona has them in every room in the house, just in case.
The next morning, Britney, she wakes up and she turns herself in. She can't
live with it.
She can't live with it.
She's sick over it. And we see the video of the confession, and my heart just like shatters into a million pieces because Britney was just brutally attacked. She was beaten. She was raped. And now she's sitting with this cop crying, saying, I should have just told the truth from the beginning.
Right. Because everything that actually happened to her gets overshadowed by this lie.
And what happens in an instant is that the trauma of her rape is not being handled properly because the cops don't see her as a survivor. They see her as a liar.
Right.
And now everything changes.
And what they'll say is, well, if you lied about who shot him, then you lied about what he did to you.
But it's like, can we, wait.
Which I want to point out is like horrific. Nobody should be told that, but that's what the cops are thinking.
Right. Like, consider the source and context matters. She didn't lie about if she stole a wallet or not. She lied hours after a brutal attack and rape.
Yeah. But it's also, even though the judge in this case is a woman, I think what everyone is trying to make so clear here, and I know that I knew this, but it's really highlighted here. Men are going to look out for each other. You know what I mean?
Always.
Like these male cops are always going to err on the side of like, she's lying about the rape.
And law enforcement, for most of the time, is going to look out for each other, too. So, like, come on.
So Britney is charged with murder, and she spends 10 months detained in jail.
And her mother pawns her mother's wedding ring, so Britney's grandmother's wedding ring, and bonds the title to her car to cover the $6,000 bail so Britney can live at home until her murder trial.
Yeah, and Ramona, the mom, is saying
she never should have been took to jail. None of that is fair. I taught her to fight back with everything you've got. And she did. And I'm proud of her for it.
I'm proud of her for it.
So Britney's home. She can't get a job. She can't be with her kids. She's fighting this legal battle. She's also dealing with the trauma of her rape and assault and having to kill someone to protect her brother.
We see her playing with this little girl and we think it's her own daughter, but it's not. She's like playing with the neighbor's kid to get some time playing with a kid because she misses her kids so much. And I want to know about, like, is she getting supervised visitation? Is she seeing them at all? We don't get any information on that.
No, we don't. But we do get on screen, like, the Alabama Code Title 13A comes up, which is in writing, stand your ground. A person is justified in using physical force in order to defend him or herself. Unlawful physical force is highlighted.
Right.
This is Britney's case exactly.
Yeah.
It 100% applies to what happened, and no one is saying that to her.
Right.
They're just like, oh, you got 10 months, oh, you got bond, but not a cop, no one is saying, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like, there's a stand your ground law here that maybe you can be thinking about. Like, what does she need to do? Declare it like Michael Scott declared bankruptcy?
Right.
Like, what does she need to do?
Well, right. Because we learned that the process for this, there's a, like, you get a stand your ground trial.
Because her mother looked into it.
Right.
Her mother researched it and was like, girl, wait a second. We have to do the stand your ground thing.
Right.
Nobody told Britney that. That resource was not given to her. Her mother looked into it and figured it out. That's what I'm saying. What does she need to do? She was raped and assaulted, and this guy was attacking her brother. No matter how you
being held hostage.
No matter how you slice it, stand your ground applies.
100%.
Nobody said that to her.
Yeah.
She was left to her own devices to fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
That's awful. I bet if a man, you know what I'm saying?
Of course. Well, yes, of course.
Come on.
So we learn that she gets a court-appointed defense attorney. His name is Ron Smith. I kind of love this guy.
No, he's good.
He's good. And you know, I've talked to people I've mentioned this on the podcast in the past, that I've met public defenders who say, like, that's kind of the best case scenario for anybody, no matter if you can afford it or not, because public defenders have each other. So they're like, if we get stuck on something, we can go to another public defender and say, how would you handle this? You get a bunch of minds all working together, plus like the one that's dedicated to your case.
That's cool.
Yeah, and this guy Ron is saying that the law in this instance was very much on her side. He says
she's not engaged in unlawful activity. She's not the initial aggressor. She's basically at the house. The brother is being choked out by Todd. Chokehold is deadly force. She was justified in that. I think we had a strong stand your ground case.
A chokehold is deadly force.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be a conversation. The law is on her side. This is what stand your ground is for. This is what the defenders of stand your ground would say,
of
this
course.
is what it's for.
And it doesn't just apply to yourself. It applies to a person doing this to somebody else in your presence.
And especially in your home.
Yes.
That's Britney's home.
Exactly. Where not only was he about to kill her brother, she's a prisoner by him in her own house.
Yes. Like, I cannot stress it enough. Google it and read it. No matter what happened, Britney lied about it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, understand your ground, Britney had every right to do what she did.
Yeah.
And her brother would have had every right to do what he did.
It's just going to come down to that initial lie is what the judge is going to hang the hat on, saying that we can't trust you for anything.
But the DA comes to Britney and is acting like stand your ground doesn't even exist.
Right.
Stand your what? They have no idea. Because they offer her a 25-year plea deal. And she's like, I'm sorry, what?
Right.
Like, stand your ground is a thing. It applies to me. Shut up.
And like, this all comes from Todd's family. Like, we see it's Todd's family who says they are fine to give her a deal as long as she pleads guilty and gets 25 years in prison. His family knows what a piece of shit he is. There's no way that we never meet them, we never hear from them, but this piece of shit has been piece of shitting his entire life.
We'll get to it in a minute. He's been arrested 71 times.
Oh my God.
So we'll get there.
Okay.
So
that's a lot of times.
It's a lot.
That is exactly 71 more times than I've been arrested.
And we speak to another woman.
Yes.
Who he abused.
Yes.
So please.
Yeah.
But first of all, we meet Dawn Hendricks. She's a private eye.
I love her.
Listen to this.
And I'm former law enforcement. Got out of law enforcement several years ago because I thought that there was a need also for cases on the defense side. There's people that live in low-income areas. They don't have an investigator for their side, so that's where that need is filled.
She could help more people if she wasn't a cop.
She's very, not only that, she wants to help the people the cops are arrested. Like, she wants to be on the defense side of things.
Because she's been on both sides of it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I could do better work not in law enforcement.
Totally.
Let that sink in.
Something tells me that she and Loretta from the Gabby Petito case go to the same bars. They might be friends. I could see them being in a network of friends.
Fun. Yeah. But we get like the breakdown of how stand your ground in the South is all about white men. Because she says, standing up and protecting their life, liberty, property, and whatever else. And white men get praised for it, and everyone else, like, not so much.
Now, I wanted to slow down on that, because although it's kind of obvious, white men get praised for it. That is absolutely true.
Yes.
They're
brave. They're heroic.
Exactly.
They protected themselves and their family.
Yes.
And Britney did what?
Right.
She did exactly that.
She fought off a man. You know what I mean? Like that.
And protected herself and her family.
From a man. Right.
Not only her brother, but her kids who are coming home.
Right. Right.
Like, she did everything on paper. If someone was reading this case, we took all the gender out of it, we didn't say her name, they would say 100%. That judge would have said 100% this applies.
And I know we're not there yet, but the whole thing about what they're going to say that this doesn't apply to her is because of the lie. But she said she had to lie because she knew that a woman would not get a fair shake here. So it's like a perpetuating cycle. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I totally disagree that the lie matters.
I couldn't I could not agree with you more.
I think it's ridiculous.
Yes.
So January 14th, 2020, this is Britney's Stand Your Ground hearing. Team Britney is excited and is just praying that like the nightmare will be over because it's so black and white. It shouldn't even be a conversation. The law as it's read is like, oh, that applies to Britney.
Yeah.
So Britney testifies about everything. And there's also a sexual assault nurse who testified about Britney's 33 injuries.
I mean, the injuries that we see some pictures, but just hearing about them, it's brutal.
There were 2 abrasions on the left side of the chin, and they were consistent with a bite mark. There were wounds to the chest, to the breast, legs, arms, feet. And then she had a contusion that was consistent with a handprint. And then she had contusions to the back of the neck. I would say my findings were consistent with a strangulation.
The nurse testifies that the injuries on Britney's neck are consistent with strangulation.
Right. That alone is all I need to hear. Now, the nurse also says on the stand, like, she's just like, she can't say with 100% certainty that Britney was sexually assaulted, but that's not unusual. That actually happens all the time.
Think about that. Unless you're in the room, how could anybody prove that? Like, that's a ridiculous standard. That should not even be a question.
But we don't have to be Columbo to put 2 and 2 together. 33 injuries, strangulation. Right. Can we just
Exactly.
It's not a fucking flying leap to go from A to B here.
But that's why I'm saying we need to define in a much better way proof of rape, if that's what we're calling it. Because there is no way to prove it unless you're there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like murder where we can get fingerprints. You know what I mean? Like this I got really stuck on this.
Yeah.
Because if the idea is we have to prove that she's not lying about the fact that he forced her to have sex with him, then we can't do anything. Like, there's no way to prove that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know this, but I was in a situation where I told a venue that I was assaulted and they said, great, we just got to check the video.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, right. No, sure, I guess. But this, I was like, there were people around who could have helped and didn't.
Of
people
course.
in the venue who could have helped and did not.
Yeah.
So then I was like, or you could just ask the employees who didn't do anything. But sure, let's go to the videotape.
Yeah.
Let's check the video and the surveillance to see. But everyone is always looking for a corroboration, which there's part of me in crime, you need that, but I'm just so sick and tired of women. The default is well, it's why is everyone else innocent until proven guilty, but it's the opposite for us when it comes to assault. The issue is in the systemic situation in this county specifically, because that's all we hear from everyone, that this county really sucks about this. Back on the 911 call, the dispatcher says specifically to Britney, did he rape you? Britney said, no, he did not rape me. He was trying to.
But the thing is that you highlighted 30 minutes ago is that 5 minutes later on the police's body cam, she says he raped me.
Yes.
So I didn't catch that. So I was kind of like, oh, this is I believe you that he raped you, but this is another instance of oh God, this is going to work against you. But nobody is saying 10 seconds later when the cops arrived, she says he raped me.
And we saw it and it's as clear as day.
Exactly.
But also it's not that out of the question soon after this horrifying assault that she'd be like, what? No.
Yeah.
To a stranger. She already feels like she's in trouble. She doesn't trust the cops. And someone says,
do you want to just spill your guts to a stranger and tell them, okay, I just got sexually assaulted and raped? A lot of rape victims don't disclose immediately. It might be years.
Rape victims don't disclose immediately.
Of
or
course.
At all.
Right.
I didn't. People don't.
People don't.
And if somebody asked me in the moment, I promise you I would have been like, no.
Right. Of course. And also in Britney's mind, that isn't even what she was, the stand her ground in that moment was actually killing him to not kill her brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got to tell you, I don't even think Britney remembers that conversation. I don't even think she was fully present in that conversation.
Yeah.
Think about everything she'd just gone through and the exhaustion she must have felt to be so aware to call her mother for the cigarettes. That cigarette plan really took a lot out of her, mentally.
Yeah.
To really her brain was focused on that, and I think she'd
probably be dead if she hadn't done that.
Right. So she was in fight or flight. I don't even think she remembers that phone call.
Right.
I don't think she was fully there. Why would she be? How could she be?
It just boggles my mind that it's 2025 and we have not gotten any better about treating victims.
No.
How we handle victims.
Not even a little bit.
It's unbelievable.
So of course, because this train is never late, the prosecution is all about discrediting Britney.
Of course.
And talking shit about Britney. So, but because she's awesome, she does really, really well on the stand.
She does does so well here. This is so good.
Because the prosecutor is just like, so you didn't see any weapons that night? And Brittany's like, oh, girl, I saw several. His hands, his mouth, his penis. Like, I can go on.
So well said, Brittany.
I mean...
And nobody prepped her for that. She just, in the moment, knew. Because she's speaking the truth from her heart. Those were the deadly weapons.
Of course.
Yeah.
She said in that moment, oh, this is how I die.
Right.
This is what I was thinking in that moment.
100%.
Before she saw black, she goes, this is it. This is my last breaths. So it turns out, like you were saying earlier, Todd was on an almost impossible amount of meth.
Yeah.
Extremely high levels. They tell us that average DUI meth levels are like 200.
Yeah.
Todd's level was over 800.
Right.
So it's a level of meth that would produce like a superhuman, incredibly violent person.
Yeah.
And they say that there are videos of like 5 cops trying to subdue someone on these levels of meth, and like they can't do it.
And, Todd's cousin Jeff is here to say...
Well, me and Todd was real close. He's like a brother to me. If you really didn't know Todd, you wasn't around him every day, you wouldn't understand him. Totally different person than me if it hadn't been for drugs.
Todd was great. I used to love the guy, but then he got on drugs.
Jeff, I only want to hear bad things about Todd.
Well,
and I swear to God, if I see a picture of him opening Christmas presents or in a fucking Halloween costume, I am going to lose it.
Travel down the road and back again.
Girl, Rocket Money is back. We always go bananas when we have Rocket Money. Fam, you know this by now. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings.
Yeah, so you can see, my favorite thing is that you can see all your subscriptions in one place. So you know exactly where your money's going. And then you can say like, oh, I actually use that, I should keep it. Or I actually don't use that one that much. And then Rocket Money will help you cancel it.
Totally. This is my favorite part. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate to lower the bills for you. So they'll automatically scan the bills to find opportunities to save, and then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They will deal with customer service so you don't have to. Like, literally enough said.
It's the best.
Back to the episode.
It's the best. They also have this new feature, the goals feature, so it automatically saves money for you, and you don't have to think about it. So you can use it to pay off credit card debt, or put away money for a house, or just build savings, which is always very, very smart. Rocket Money makes it so easy.
Goals? They're giving you the goals? They're doing the goals for you?
So good.
Rocket Money, is there anything you can't do?
Rocket Money, actually...
Oh.
No, the answer is no. But Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features.
So fam, cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money.
Go to rocketmoney.com/obsessed today.
That's rocketmoney.com/obsessed.
rocketmoney.com/obsessed.
Goals. It's all about the goals.
Yeah, and just saving. Like, you should be saving.
Oh, God, I know.
Guess what? We see a 7-year-old Todd by the Christmas tree. What did I just say, Ryan White?
I know. I could barely understand Jeff anyway, so I didn't really get much of what he said.
I don't want to see Todd opening Christmas presents with tinsel. I only want to hear bad things about Todd, which is not hard.
Right. Not hard at all.
Because we'll get to this. Because Jeff, the cousin, is saying... Todd was a great guy. Drugs ruined his life. That is absolutely tragic. I agree.
Yes.
But Todd was always a bad person.
100%.
Because his criminal history is extensive, to say the least. He's been arrested 71 times.
Yes.
Many of these were for domestic violence charges. Theft, bad checks, assault, aggravated assault, disorderly conduct, violating probation, public intoxication, evading arrest. And then we talked to his ex-wife.
Yes, exactly.
We don't get her name, but she did do a podcast interview.
Yeah, and she says, I was held captive numerous times by Todd and beaten over the years.
Held captive. Which again corroborates what Britney was saying. I'm being held hostage by this guy.
Yes, and she goes, the story that reminded me so much of what happened to Britney was he had me duct taped to a chair and tied. I had been held captive by him for days, beaten, raped, sodomized, everything Britney had been through and more.
Yeah.
This man does this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The held captive thing was like, oh, dumb. Yeah. Because that's exactly what Britney was saying from the jump.
Right.
Not like I didn't believe Britney, but it's like now we have 2 women talking about very specific things that this guy did.
And he's a rapist.
And he's a bad fucking guy.
Yes.
I don't understand why his rap sheet, 71 pages long, is nothing compared to Britney's trauma response.
Right.
Make that make sense.
I mean, he was trying to kill her brother. He was on 800 milligrams of meth.
I don't understand why there is no, just like anyone could be a cop. I don't understand why there's no real training or real, like, you have to be at least a little curious about the human condition in a way that'll make you better at your job.
Right.
Ask why. You have to learn about women.
Yes.
You have to learn about trauma. You have to learn about men's trauma.
Right.
You have to learn about gay shit.
Yes.
You have to learn about trans people.
Yeah.
You have to learn about the history of the world and victims and survivors.
I think it could be as simple as...
Like, I don't care how many fucking pull-ups you can do, bro.
Right.
Like...
No, I think it could be as simple as starting from, we believe you, and working backwards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Again, how come everyone else is innocent until proven guilty?
Right. Why is it that this woman, Britney, comes in and in their eyes is a liar and then has to prove the improvable, you know?
Right. While she's going through a traumatic event.
Right.
Never. It will never make sense to
And
me.
it's also like, you can't convince me that anything would have been different if she hadn't lied about who pulled the trigger. Everything would have been the same.
Based on everything we hear about this county specifically, it was a losing battle no matter what she said.
They would have still said that she was lying and just making it all up.
And the thing is, we're here because of her conscience.
Yes.
Her brother would have been fine.
Right.
Chris would have been okay, I think.
I do wonder, like, he would have, I don't know, I mean, would he have made it through prison for 10 months and not been like, wait, I actually didn't do this?
I don't know if he even would have been. I think he would have won the
Just
stand your ground
walked.
thing.
Yeah.
For sure. With all the levels of meth and Todd, I think Todd's history and the context would have all come to light a little bit differently if it were Chris and it was two men fighting and the boys got out of hand.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. But Britney, her conscience got the best of her, and this is why we're here.
Yeah.
Because she did, whatever.
I mean, and once again, they're, going to her credibility, the cops are bringing up, like, why didn't you call the police? Like, why did you call your mother and not the police?
Todd said, if you call the police, I will kill you. But I had to get some help somehow. So I said, let's go smoke a cigarette. I knew I didn't have cigarettes. I knew I was going to have to call somebody because I didn't have a car at the time.
Todd said he'd kill her if she did, you dipshit.
Right.
Also, the prosecutor's name is Jason Pierce, Pierce.
But Britney is saying, like, I knew that my mother would save me and the cops wouldn't have,
Right. So we go back to Britney needing to get help somehow and coming up with her very smart plan of getting herself out of the house and talking to other women.
Exactly. And the fact that this guy is so stupid, he let her go into the store by herself, like.
So Ramona, her mother, testified about the phone call for the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Paige from the store testifies, and we learned something new and valuable.
Yes.
Because Britney wrote down names and numbers of people for Paige to call, and she wrote Todd's information down, and she said, if something happens to me, Todd Smith did it.
Yes.
And Britney said to Paige, call my mom, tell her to come to my house and come get me. And remember, this is immediately after the rape. This is Britney trying to get herself to safety.
And her brother, remember, he's still in the car. So if Todd gets wind that she's doing anything, the brother's gone.
Right, gone. So the prosecution wants to use this against her. Like, oh, your mother was more helpful? Like, yeah, since she's on trial for murder right now, yes.
Right.
Yes.
100%.
Because we have all these friends and neighbors and other women saying how much the cops in the county hate women, and they always side with the men.
Yeah, and and this is where we meet Sandra Goodman. She's a victim advocate, and she's telling us that during Britney's trial, there were all of these women marching for Britney in the streets around the courthouse, but also all of these other women coming forward and saying how they had gone to the cops and they had not been believed.
Or they went to jail.
Exactly. And this is why we end up where we are, because these women don't feel like they can call the cops.
Right. She says they're never trying to figure out what actually happened.
Right.
It's just like numbers on the books, and just because they're women, throwing them in jail, like, for also abusing the man.
Which is why you would think that she gets a woman judge, and maybe that's going to work in her benefit in some way.
No.
But
everyone has fucking had it. And Britney says, stand your ground is for white men only.
Yes.
It's not for non-white people. It's not for women. It's not for trans people. It's not really for anyone else but the straight white guys.
And I got to tell you, her mom, Ramona, says,
we're just little nobodies over here. That's the way we're viewed. But when you get a ton of little nobodies together, especially pissed off women, they become somebody big.
I was crying. She goes, we are somebody. We have a voice, and we're fixing to use it.
Yeah.
And all my notes are just letters because I was just hitting the keyboard.
Ramona's awesome. She's an awesome mom who raised her daughter to fucking beat ass if she has to.
And everyone is in this town. It's really fucking hard to be in this town.
Yes.
As a woman. And they're all just trying to do their best and come together and figure this out.
And men know they can get away with this shit.
Right. So the stand your ground hearing is ended. Britney is waiting for the ruling. disgusting. And Britney and her family, Britney and her supporters, everyone's like on the edge of their seat.
Britney's back in the woods looking for crystals.
Good for her. I would be right there with her.
I know.
Like, I totally get it.
I used to go looking for leprechauns when I was a kid. My mom used to tell me to go looking for leprechauns, and I thought that I might, like, it was not until I remember the moment when I found out that leprechauns weren't real, and I was devastated because I used to go looking for leprechauns.
Do you know, my great-grandmother in Ireland had all these stories about the fairies.
Really?
About, like, the fae in Ireland.
Oh, my God!
So she used to, like, tell my mom about, like, all the stories about the fairies. Don't mess with the fairies.
Oh, girl, we know that.
Don't
do
do that.
We know. But also, like, I would walk really quietly in the woods, trying not to, like, scare the leprechaun.
But apparently she had stories, like, legit stories about the fairies in Ireland.
Oh, my God!
Just saying.
I've got some stories about some fairies in Ireland.
I know! Fun. Happy Pride. So, guess what? This woman judge, Jennifer.
A few weeks after the Stand Your Ground hearing, Judge Holt issued a 19-page order denying Stand Your Ground immunity. And essentially, the judge wrote that Britney had not proven that she was legally justified in pulling the trigger.
Britney lost.
And basically, she just says, you lied on the 911 call, so we can't believe anything else you said happened. Make that make sense.
Well, it's so crazy because she says Britney did not prove that she was legally justified pulling the trigger. And I'm like, that's just wrong. That's not even my opinion.
Right.
Like, based on the words on the page in the law.
She was a prisoner in her own house.
I read that law on the books. It's not my opinion. Like, this judge is wrong.
Right.
It makes no sense. It shouldn't have even been a conversation.
No, I totally agree. And I think the judge, based on the deal that Britney gets, I think the judge even knows that.
Also, thank you, Ryan White, for letting us know that Judge Jennifer Holt and DA Jason Pierce declined to comment for the film. Yeah. So after losing her Stand Your Ground hearing, Britney faces trial and potentially life in prison.
Yeah, the public is totally on her side.
Even Todd's cousin is siding with Britney.
Yeah, he's like, that guy actually was a piece of shit, and I don't want her to go to jail for this.
Right. No one aside from the judge and the prosecutor actually wants to see Britney go to prison. Nobody.
Yeah. And like, ultimately, like, and this is it's not mind-boggling. I think we all know what's going on here, but eventually she accepts a plea. She says she was either going to accept a plea or face the judge that denied her the Stand Your Ground.
Well, to avoid going to trial in front of the judge who wrote a 19-page document talking shit about Britney and how she's lying.
Yes.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
This is the same judge. That should be illegal for the same judge to try her case.
Yeah.
Like, the West Memphis 3 movement had to get that Burnett asshole elected into office just to get him off the bench.
Is that what they did?
Make that make sense. They were buying billboards, vote Burnett, to get him off that fucking bench.
Oh, my God.
That should be illegal. That the same judge who wrote a 19-page document talking shit about Britney is also going to be
the one to
are you
overseeing
kidding?
the trial.
How is that fair?
I couldn't agree more.
I can't believe that is not a law in the books.
Well, and also this plea that they offer her.
It makes no sense at all to me. The plea deals that were offered to me were 6 months for murder and a lot more time for manslaughter. I do not understand how a murder charge is less than a manslaughter. It doesn't make sense to me. The court system here wanted me to take that murder charge just to say that I took that charge.
If she pleads guilty to murder, she will get credit for time served. So like a 6-month jail sentence that she won't have to actually serve any time for.
Because she was waiting in jail for 6 months for her trial. So that would count towards it.
And that's it. And then it's 18 months of house arrest. But if she takes the guilty murder plea, then she's got this murder charge on her record for the rest of her life.
But what happens is the state wrote it that the manslaughter charge would actually be more harsh than the murder charge.
Exactly.
Because the state wants that murder charge on the books.
Exactly.
I guess they got to balance out like the George Zimmermans and the Brock Turners of the world.
100%.
With people like Britney.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely disgusting.
And Britney is saying, like, this doesn't make any sense. I would have gone to jail for years to take the manslaughter, or I wouldn't see another day inside prison if I accept murder.
Right.
And she's saying exactly what you just said. They want me to be guilty of murder.
They want that on the books.
Yes.
Which is like...
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
And so when people who like aren't in our world of like knowing about true crime cases or feeling passionate or being connected to a true crime case in some way, like when people say things like the state is fucking out to get them.
Yeah.
That happens.
Right.
Like Britney is like, why would you want a murder charge on the books?
I know.
Like
Why?
this?
What does that actually
and like
get
to just
anybody?
ruin her life. Like she hasn't suffered enough with this asshole. Like I don't understand. So when you say like the state of Arkansas is out to get these 3 boys, now men, who didn't kill You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
of
they're
course.
out. Like Alabama's out to get Britney. Like,
of course.
I know if you're not in this world,
it sounds like a conspiracy
then why did you make it this far into the episode?
Right.
Welcome. I hope we've changed your mind a little way.
We have a Patreon.
Changing hearts and minds, but it's real.
Yeah.
And also, so we get like a lot of horrifying on-screen text about how studies show that the majority of women who kill their abusers end up taking plea deals rather than going to trial.
I just don't understand this. I want to say we need more women in office or we need more women on the bench, but it didn't help in this case.
It didn't help, Jennifer.
You know?
The most extensive study of stand your ground cases found that women were twice as likely to be convicted as men when claiming self-defense in their homes. Again, it's all there. So, like, when people are like, why are the women so angry? It's all facts, girl.
Yes.
We're not making anything up. Don't gaslight us. This is all very real. The numbers don't lie.
No, and, ultimately, thousands of women have been imprisoned in the U.S. for killing their rapists or abusers.
And now I have some updates for you. So, and I know this because Ramona is Britney's mom.
Yeah.
She has a GoFundMe page.
Okay.
And she writes these really, really extensive updates. And the last update, we're recording this on like March, 20th?
Yeah.
Her latest update was like a week or two ago.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Happy almost birthday!
Thank you.
But like this is the most recent update from like March 5th or something on the GoFundMe. So Britney is currently back in prison. She violated her probation several times and they took her probation away. So she's eligible for parole in 2036. Now,
God.
According to her mom on the GoFundMe page, the state, like we were just saying, has it out for Britney, making it really hard for her to get on her feet once she was out on probation. Because it's really hard to get back on your feet after what Britney went through. And according to her mom, they just keep throwing the book at her. And apparently the new judge, this man judge, was pissed about the documentary.
Oh, good.
And was like taking it out on Britney.
No.
He was calling her like a quasi-celebrity. Like,
oh my
really.
God.
It's like, can you take your fucking ego out of it? Also, be the hero.
Exactly.
You weren't the judge in the documentary. Like, this is what I keep saying. Doesn't anyone want to be a hero in these stories? Like, why are they doubling down? But in March of this year, 2025, Britney was moved to something called ATEF, which is Alabama Therapeutic Education Facility, which is actually very cool because it says it provides treatment, educational opportunities, and vocational training geared to meet the individual needs of offenders to prepare them for transitioning into the community. So not just like throwing them out there and being like, good luck, can't wait for you to come back and screw up because we're waiting for you to screw up.
All right.
So apparently this is a facility that's much better than the women's prison she was in. So that move happened very, very recently, like in the last few weeks.
But she's now not eligible for parole until 2036?
So her mother is fighting super hard. And the goal is to get Britney out of prison and out of Alabama entirely.
Yeah.
Like Britney's mom is just like, we need to get her out of the state because the state is never going to stop coming for her. So that is the update on Britney. She has the GoFundMe. You can go check it out, get these really long updates from her mom. They were trying to get her like a camper and just a place for her to like live because it's hard for a felon to get. So they were just like trying to do their best for Britney.
I just keep thinking about the kids.
I know.
Like, where are the kids?
I know. And the mom is like updating on the kids and like, it's just a heartbreaking thing. But like, I did feel, I mean, I'm trying to reach for the silver lining here, but there were really amazing women in this story.
Yes.
Her mom, Paige, the woman who was law enforcement and now she's not because she could do better work if she's not.
Yeah.
And all of these women who came together, like, we're really fucking loud when we all come together and like make shit happen. So I have faith that Ramona's going to do some good work for Britney.
Let the women do the work.
Yep.
Oh my God, girl, we did. What's it called?
It's called The State of Alabama versus Britney Smith. I mean,
it's
accurate.
very good. It's very well done. It's only 40 minutes. Go watch it.
It's very long shot-esque.
Yeah,
Only, it's sadder.
Yes. Join the book club. Just get in the Facebook group or the Discord. Find the Google Doc. It's really simple. It takes 2 seconds to fill it out, and then you're in.
Yeah.
What are we doing next, girl?
We are doing Love You to Death, Playbook for Murder. This is one of those situations where the bad guy literally wrote it all out.
No!
So when we catch him, we have his whole plan.
It happens more often than we think.
And we're going to get this son of a bitch. It's on Amazon and Apple TV, I believe.
Great.
Yep.
All right, well, stay tuned for the trailer for that, fam, and we love you.
We love you.
Oh, we love you. Go look for crystals in the woods and leprechauns.
And fairies, but be careful of the fairies. Don't mess with them. Leave them alone,
It depends on what fairies and what woods. If we're talking like Fire Island or the Rambles.
Different. Go to the Ice Palace. That's more safer.
All right, we love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
He was lying on the floor with a pool of blood, and that image is never gonna be erased from my head.
This was a planned out execution, where somebody did not leave a lot of evidence behind.
As police attempt to find the killer, a trio of potential suspects emerges.
The victim thinks she's in her perfect relationship with her dream person, and things are never as they appear.
There was a lot of things that she did not know about him.
You wouldn't look at him and think this is the type of man that would murder somebody brutally, coldly.
In my career over the 30-plus years I've been in law enforcement, this is the first time I've ever experienced that.
This is one of those true crime cases where it can actually happen to you.